Ladies and gentlemen, watching me from wherever you are, very good evening. I'm called Yasoma Bwaati.Wulira, Mayor Chenga Town Council, as well as the Director of Vision Heroes Uganda. This goes to only those who are football fans. If you're not a football fan, please just do not stop here. Today, specifically, I wanted to talk about Arsenal transfers. According to what I hear and what I can see on social medias, Arsenal has purchased Declan Rice, Arsenal has purchased Timber and Kai Havertz. Those are very nice transfers. But the mistake Arsenal are going to do is to let Tay Partey go. According to news reaching my desk, Arsenal doesn't need to let Tay Partey go, because if you can remember very well, Tay Partey has been a very important tool in Arsenal's toolbox last season. And if Arsenal wasn't unlucky, they were going to win the trophy. There is a time when they became so arrogant. There is a time when they started playing arrogantly. There is a time when they became complacent, hoping that they had already won the trophy. And it gave Manchester City a chance to come from behind to win the trophy. And I can say that the manager wasn't tactical. Arsenal's manager, because he's still young at it. He doesn't need to repeat those mistakes this season. He needs to learn from the mistakes he made last season. Letting Tay Partey go is a very big and biggest mistake, because you can't rule out getting injuries. What if one of them gets injured? For example, Tay Partey has become injured, or Rice has become injured. Who can come in to play exactly what the injured one has been playing? They need to make that strong partnership like it has been between Tay Partey and Granit Xhaka, who's no longer an Arsenal player. So that's what I've today wanted to talk about Arsenal transfers and the mistakes they can do. I don't want them to repeat the mistakes they did last season. There is time when Tay Partey and Xhaka became fatigued. There is time when those two players became fatigued. The time when they started showing that they were so exhausted, but the manager didn't replace them with fresh players like Trossard and Nelson. They were there. He decided to let them play 90 minutes, and I think that mistake costed Arsenal. If the manager was tactical, maybe Arsenal would have won that Premier League trophy of last season. These signings are going to help Arsenal, but the manager needs to revise. The manager needs to go back on drawing board to see. I repeat, the manager needs to go back on drawing board to see that when a player is exhausted, when a player has played many games, he needs to be replaced with fresh players. It's the reason why a club needs depth in his squad, and every player who signs for a club deserves to play for the club. The one who becomes injured must be replaced by another one from bench. It's the same. When someone has become exhausted, he needs also to be replaced by a fresh one. So thank you so much for loving sports. Today I've specifically wanted to talk about Arsenal. Tomorrow I'll be talking about other clubs like Man U, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. And I think I'm a Ugandan. I've used English. It's not my mother language. If I've made a mistake somehow, somewhere, you just come and correct me instead of yelling at me. And I think you would whisper instead of yelling at me. Thank you so much. I'm called back, yes. We are in sports specifically. Thank you so much. I love Arsenal. I love Arsenal players. I love Arsenal board and all Arsenal well wishers.